I want to suggest to you today that the current administration and Donald Trump as a president are the most anti-business that I can remember. The context is that Donald Trump loves to call himself the businessman president. He makes deals, he has instincts, he gets it done. But if you look at his record, it's the opposite. He has governed in ways that have really hurt businesses and scared investors and undermined free markets, which he claims to support. And this is why, as I told you earlier this week, CEOs behind closed doors straight up say this is the most anti-business president in modern history. You start with the tariffs, which were sold as a way to bring back American manufacturing. But what's happening is higher prices for American companies and consumers. Businesses that rely on parts from other countries are paying more, meaning they either have to accept a lower profit or they pass the cost to consumers. They're mostly passing the cost to consumers right now. You have supply chains rerouted overnight, delayed projects, companies stuck playing a guessing game. And the next thing you know, instead of being more competitive, the tariffs make the United States look weaker and less predictable. And then you look at how Trump treats the Federal Reserve. Every business person knows the Fed's independence is sacred and it's important. The point of monetary policy is not to be pushed around by political pressure, but Trump has spent years attacking Fed leaders, demanding lower interest rates, threatening to replace people who don't follow his orders. And that does not create stability. That creates fear. And investors don't like fear. They don't like uncertainty. They wonder, is the United States a country with a currency that can still be trusted? Because the monetary policy, rather than being about economics, which it should be, is becoming more and more about politics. This is not capitalism as we know it. You know, Trump has really been moving towards a state-directed capitalism where the government takes equity stakes in private companies and forces revenue sharing agreements or blocks mergers. That is not letting the market decide, which is what they say they value. That's the government picking winners and losers, which they said Obama was doing and shouldn't be allowed. And the winners always happen to be the ones that pledge loyalty to Donald Trump, not the ones who build the best businesses, which gets us to the policy whiplash. The rules under Trump change all the time. 1 week, there's a tariff. The next week, there isn't. Then it's back. Entire industries don't know, should we invest? Should we be laying people off? Should we wait? Should we shut down altogether? And if you think about yourself trying to build a factory, for example, or launch a product, when the rules could flip, your source materials are going up and down in cost based on tariffs that you can't even keep track of, that sometimes change because of a post in the middle of the night or whatever the case may be. That's a form of economic sabotage. And then we get to the inflation problem. The tariffs drive up costs.